On Tuesday, 25 states sued the Department of Ed over a new student loan rule. And every headline you're seeing right now is about nurses. But if you're applying to law school, there's a number buried in this whole thing that nobody's saying out loud. Starting with the fall 2026 class, the government will only lend you about $150,000 in total for your entire 3-year law degree. For those who don't know me, my name is Steve Schwartz. I've been teaching the LSAT since 2005, back when I raised my own score from a 152 to a 175. Now, when 25 states sue over a rule that quietly changes what law school costs, that's exactly the kind of thing I'll happily spend an afternoon reading the actual lawsuit for, and so I did. Here is what's in it in plain English. But first, a quick backstory because this gets confusing real fast. There used to be a program called Grad Plus with a pretty simple idea behind it. If you got into law school, the government would lend you whatever it cost, including tuition, rent, food, all of it, no real ceiling. But last summer, a law called the One Big Beautiful Bill Act killed that program. And in its place, the government set up two pots of money you're allowed to borrow from, but each pot has a hard limit. Pot 1 is for regular grad students. You can borrow $20,500 a year and $100,000 over your whole life. Pot 2 is for professional students, and that one's bigger. You can borrow $50,000 a year, $200,000 for life. So the obvious question becomes, who counts as professional? That is the entire fight. The department made a list of programs that get the bigger pot, and law is on it, so you want to hang on to that. The scandal is who got let off. Nursing, physician's assistants. Excuse me, my dog is barking in the background. Nursing, physician assistants, physical therapy, the exact healthcare jobs the country can't fill, all shoved into smaller $20,000 pot. That's why the states are furious right now, and that's what the lawsuit's really about. One Democrat and one Republican even teamed up on a separate bill the same day just to put nursing back in the big pot. Now, if you're already in law school or you start before fall 2026, take a breath. There is a grandfather clause here. You keep the old rules for up to 3 years. So my talk today is about those who are applying now, starting fall 2026 and later. That's who actually walks into the new loan situation. So if that's you, I want you to keep watching. Now, if you're pre-law, you can take a breath because 25 states are swinging back on this. Law is on the protected list. The system is fighting for you. You dodged it, you can close the tab. But don't, because there are two problems. The small one is even if the states win everything, all the lawsuit does is move programs between the two pots. Nobody's arguing the pots should go away. The $50,000 limit stays. Grad Plus stays dead. Nursing might get rescued, and law school money doesn't because nothing in this case even touches it. The bigger problem is on the math on the pot that you supposedly won. Now, let me walk you through what you can actually borrow because the headline numbers are misleading. On paper, the professional pot says $200,000 lifetime. Might sound like plenty, but here's the catch. You can't save up unused room from 1 year and use it later. The yearly limit is the one that actually controls you. 50 grand a year, 3 years of law school, and you do the math, $150,000. That's the real number you can borrow from the government, no matter what the lifetime sticker says. Now look at the bill. There are plenty of private law schools that charge more than $50,000 a year when it's all said and done. You got rent, food, books, fees, looking at around $90,000 a year total at the more expensive schools. So the government now covers just a little bit more than half. The rest comes from private loans. And private loans are the bad kind because there's no income-driven repayment, no loan forgiveness, and the interest rates could run into the high teens. So you've technically won the loan fight, but you're still 6 figures short. Now here is the part that actually makes me kind of mad, because some law schools have started filling that gap themselves by becoming the lender. As of the spring, at least 2 law schools are running their own in-house loan programs, handing money straight to incoming students. So the schools that set these sky-high prices are now the same ones lending you the money to pay them. And of course, none of this gets fixed by waiting around for the court to solve things. The lawsuit will make headlines for months, and it will not put a dollar back in your pocket. So stop asking, is somebody going to fix this? And start asking, what's actually in my control? Now, there is one thing, of course. The sticker price used to be a number the government mostly covered for you. And that safety net just got cut roughly in half. So the number that matters now is the gap, the space between what the school charges and the $50,000 the government will lend. That gap is the part you've got to cover yourself, and your whole goal is to shrink it. The cleanest way to shrink that gap is merit scholarship money. Now, merit money is worth more this year than any year I can remember because every scholarship dollar now will replace an expensive private loan instead of a cheap government one. So those dollars are now way more valuable. So let's ask, what gets you that merit money? Is your LSAT score. The same school, same resume, same essays, but a higher score will pull in a bigger offer. What just changed is that the distance between a good scores offer and a great scores offer just got wider because the floor under both of them dropped. Now, if you want help making that jump, getting a higher LSAT score, getting more scholarship money, I'm offering free LSAT tutoring for everybody watching this now or later. The link to book that free tutoring lesson with me is unpluggedprep.com/start. The link is below the video on YouTube, pinned in the chat on YouTube, in my bio on TikTok and Instagram as well.